Hello, my name is Lizat Muratovna. I'm an English teacher of Pedagogical College of Foreign Languages. Today we are having practical grammar lesson. Our theme is reported speech. The aims of the lesson: introducing a new grammatical point, developing reading, listening, speaking, and writing skills. As a result of this lesson, students will be able to recognize the similarities and differences between direct and indirect speech, understand the rules of direct and indirect speech, demonstrate the use of direct and indirect speech in writing.
We use the reported speech when we are telling someone what another person said or thought, but do not use their exact words. For example, Ark said that he wanted to live in London. Please note that quotation marks are not used in reported speech. Verb tenses, pronouns and some time and place words may change because the time, place and speaker may be different. When we report a statement, we use reported verbs such as say, tell, explain, inform, answer, decide, etc., often followed by at. In reported WH questions, we use the WH word plus the subject plus the verb. We do not use the interrogative form of the verb do, does or did. As it is an indirect question, no question marks are used. When we report requests, orders, advice or warnings, we use verbs such as advise, ask, beg, tell, order, etc., followed by an infinitive.
Listen to the explanation of indirect speech.
Today, I'll the difference between direct speech and reported speech. Direct speech, or quoted speech, is speech in its original form, usually found in quotation marks. Reported speech, or indirect speech, is not from the direct source, but instead reported indirectly. In this image, the boy will tell the girl something in direct speech, and she will tell her friends using reported speech. For example, the boy says, "I practice English every day." This is direct speech. The girl reports this to her friends. He said that he practiced English every day. This is reported speech. Notice in this example that practice changes to practiced. Let's look at another example. A girl calls her friends on Saturday afternoon. "What are you doing today?" she asks. This is an example of direct speech. He replies, "I am playing soccer." Another example of direct speech. The next day, the girl has coffee with her friends and she reports to them the information that he told her yesterday. He said that he was playing soccer yesterday. Notice that am has changed to was and today has changed to yesterday. We can use this chart to help us change direct speech to indirect speech. Whenever we talk in indirect speech, we must change the tense one tense back. For example, the simple present changes to the simple past, and the simple past to the past perfect, and so on. Let's practice. I went to the store as an example of direct speech because we see quotation marks. This is also in the past tense, so when we change it to reported speech, we must use the past perfect tense. Tom said that he had gone to the store. Notice that I changes to he and went changes to had gone. She said, "I will call you." In this sentence, we must change will to would. She said that she would call me. Will changes to would, and you changes to me. They said we can understand reported speech. To change this sentence, we must change can to could. They said that they could understand reported speech. Notice that we changes to they and can changes to could.
Well, now look at this table of time changes in indirect speech. Present simple changes into past simple. I'm a teacher. Am is present simple and it changes into was. He said that he was a teacher. Present continuous changes to past continuous. I'm having lunch with my friends. Am having is present continuous, and when we change to indirect speech, we use past continuous tense. He said that he was having lunch with his parents. Past simple changes to past perfect. I bought a new car. He said that he had bought a new car. Past simple bought changes to past perfect had bought. Future simple changes to future in the past. I will go to the cinema. He said that he would go to the cinema. Present perfect changes to past perfect. I have been to France 3 times. He said that he had been to France 3 times. And modal verbs also change from direct to indirect speech. Can changes to could. I can swim underwater for 2 minutes. He said that he could swim underwater for 2 minutes. Must changes to had to. All tickets must be bought in advance. He said that all tickets had to be bought in advance. May, might. I may call you. This is direct speech. And indirect speech is he said that he might call me. Now note, modal verbs could, would, might, and should don't change. They never change in indirect speech. Some words change in reported speech. Look at them. Now changes to then, at the time, immediately, at that moment. Today, tonight, that day, that night. Here, there, this, that, these, those. Tomorrow changes to the following day, the next day, the day after. Next week, the following week, the next week, the week after. Yesterday, the previous day, or the day before. Last week changes to the previous week or the week before. Ago changes to before, earlier. The day before yesterday changes to 2 days before or 2 days earlier. The day after tomorrow changes in 2 days' time. Can't change to go. Changing of pronouns. Some pronouns change in indirect speech. I changes to he or she. You, I, he, she, we, they. We changes to they. Me, him, her. You, him, her, us, them. Us changes to them. My, his, her, your. My, his, her, our, their. Our changes to their. Mine changes to his, hers. Yours changes to mine, his, hers, ours, theirs. And ours is changed into theirs. Differences between tell and say. Tell is always followed by a personal direct object or someone's name. Now, personal direct object is like me here. Harry told me that he was hungry. Me is followed by tell. Harry told Sarah that he was cold. To tell somebody. Tell and someone's name, a person's name. Next, say is immediately followed by a noun clause. She said that she was hungry. He said that he was feeling tired. Reporting special questions. Now, special questions always change in reported speech. What did you do yesterday? Tell me what you had done yesterday. And also we see here time change. Past simple changes to past perfect, had done. When will you come home? Tell me when you would come home. Future simple changes to future in the past, would come. Who won the game? Tell me who had won the game. Reporting general questions. How we use general questions in direct and indirect speech. Look here. Will the weather be fine tomorrow? When we change to indirect speech, we use in indirect speech if or whether. Tell me if the weather would be fine the following day. Also, we see here that the word tomorrow changes to the following day. Did you have tea or coffee for breakfast? Tell me whether you had tea or coffee for breakfast. We use in direct speech past simple, and in indirect we use had past perfect. Putting imperative sentences. As we know that imperative sentences are done with the help of infinitive in affirmative form and don't and verb in the negative form. Now look how it changes. Press the red button. He told me to press the red button. Don't answer the phone now. He asked me not to answer the phone then. Reported speech exercises. Now, I'll show you one sentence how to make from direct to turn from direct into indirect speech. Exercise number 1. Ralph said, "We have been in the mountains this summer." Ralph said that they had been in the mountains that summer. Here we see that have been present perfect changes to past perfect had been. This changes to that. And now your task is to make these sentences to turn these sentences to indirect form. And here is one more exercise which you should do at home. Well, our lesson is over. Goodbye.